So we had crazy amount of snow last night, almost 1.5 feet, and this is really rare for Vancouver here in the West Coast. Everything's covered in snow, but I'm going to see if they perform okay in winter condition here by taking out the Lexus GX and also the Mitsubishi Outlander I have this week, as well as a RAV4. They all have different set of tires and different type of all-wheel drive configuration. Let's see how they perform in real snow. Okay, so I'm doing this winter driving test, a very casual one. And first up is this Toyota RAV4 Prime, which is the one that we own. And it has the all-season tires that came from the OEM, which is a Yokohama Avid GT. It's not an all-weather tires, it's an all-season tires. And it's going to be a really good test now because going up this hill is always a tricky one. A lot of people get stuck in here. We had more than 2 feet of snow last night. So let's see if this will go up with no problem. I'll do moderate acceleration and try to not hit anything here and climb up the hill. Actually very good, absolutely no problem at all going up the hill, which is a bit surprising because this all-season tire from Yokohama is a bit performance oriented, and therefore I expect it to do poorly in wintry condition, but so far, and I have been driving this car for the last couple of days, it's been pretty good. Now, of course, it's not just going up the hill that matters, it's also going down the hill that matters. So I'm gonna also go down here. Now, this is a very unusual weather condition for, as the anti-lock brakes working, for Vancouver here in the West Coast, because we don't get that much snow, maybe once or twice a year, and usually melt on the same day. But we had just a non-stop action in terms of snow last night, more the day before, and this is unprecedented. You can see no one is bothering getting out of their cars. Everything is covered up in snow. So let me step on the brake here in the slope. Well, ABS is doing its job, and once again, this is all subjective testing, nothing documented or nothing official, but so far it feels pretty good actually. Surprising for all-season tires. Let me try again. I'm purposely turning my steering left and right, and it's actually pretty well controlled. So let's try one more hill and then see how that goes. Before I do that, let me drive through this really thick part of snow, really deep here, about 2 feet of snow. And you know what? Absolutely no problem, just glides right over it. So surprisingly good. I'll make a really sharp turn here and see how it handles around the corner. It does help that the snow is a pretty dry snow, not a wet snow, and it's not an icy snow. And what I'm going to do is try to go up that hill in front of us, which is also another really good area to test. It's a bit of a challenge. This Mercedes in the front is a bit slow, but that's okay. Let's go from here. So this is a pretty good slope here. Let's go up and see if it can handle the slope. Sliding a bit. I got maybe moderate acceleration, maybe 20% stepping into the gas, and actually pretty well controlled. Again, it's not icy road conditions, so it's not too bad. And braking is pretty good as well. So this is a 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime with the OEM tires, which is a Yokohama Avid GT. It's a tire that were specially custom built for this RAV4 Prime. It is not something you can buy off the rack. Well, you can, but that's a different version from this tire. And it is all season, all weather tires. And we have about 10,000 kilometers on this car. So the tires are still pretty new, and that's why it's performing fantastic. Now let's take a look and compare to my Lexus GX. And I also have a Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid this week. So we'll do a comparison to those cars and see which one seems to perform the best in this amazing, beautiful, but perhaps a little bit of annoying winter conditions. So right after the RAV4 Prime, we have the Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid, which is all new for the 2023. And this one does have a winter tires on it. It's got the Kumo winter tires on it. So it should do better than the RAV4 Prime. But also the all-wheel drive system in the Outlander is just in general better than RAV4 Prime, because in all RAV4 it tends to be very much front-wheel drive biased for best fuel efficiency. So let's see if this one, which has a more of advanced all-wheel drive system combined with the winter tires, will do better. So let's go and drive and see what happens here. Let's do the exact same driving condition here. We'll go up the hill. It slides a little bit, but yeah, actually it's pretty good. I'm stepping on the gas, definitely more confident, and it does drive up the hill better than the RAV4. No question about that. I mean, it could be mainly because of the winter tires, but it's so far very confident. Let me step on the gas as I turn here. Oh, definitely better in terms of turning, because on the RAV4 it slides quite a bit. Now let's do a little braking test here. It makes a lot of noise, but it's under control and it brakes really well. I'm gonna go down this hill, which is one of the hills that none of us like because it's pretty slippery and it's also turns, and at the same time as I go down the hill. So let's see how well it is. Now, just in general, the ride is also better than RAV4. This Mitsubishi Outlander is far more luxurious than the RAV4 Prime. It's much more up-to-date, and in general, I like it better than our own RAV4 Prime. But let's see how this performs in snow. I'm gonna brake right now. Yeah, it seems to be better in braking. I'm gonna go up the hill on this side a little bit just to see, because I feel like I haven't given it enough tests. But you can tell when I step on the gas, it accelerates really well. There's just absolutely no issue with acceleration and so forth. This is a tough one because there's got a lot of snow in here. Let's see how this performs. Yes, with the winter tires and very advanced all-wheel drive, even though I'm not putting this into snow or slippery mode, nothing, just a standard mode, it climbed up no problem at all. I can step on the gas and look at that. Beautiful. So actually surprisingly good on this plug-in hybrid version of the Mitsubishi Outlander. Once again, I purposely am driving in normal mode and it does just fantastic. Now let's hop into my Lexus GX to see if there's much difference between this and the Lexus. Okay, last but not least, we have my 2023 Lexus GX. I just bought this a week and a half ago. And this one is a beast in snow. We already know that. But let's go up the same hill here. And let's see if its performance okay. I'll just go slow here for now. Lots of cars and trucks. And I already know the answer to how well this will perform in snow. But let's see how it does. So I'm going to go up this hill as I did with other cars. And let me see if it can climb up with no issue. Yeah, absolutely no problem. The car does not slide left or right. I can step on the gas. I'm almost halfway stepping on the gas. And look at that. An absolute blast to drive in winter condition. And I know even stopping distance is pretty good. Let me step on the brake. It's pretty good because it's a heavy truck. And obviously, even with the OEM tires, which is Michelin Latitude Tour all season, once again not all weather tires, just because of the way this all-wheel drive works and the weight of the truck and the way it's designed, it just really performs well. Let me go down this hill, which is one of the more difficult hills because it turns and also goes downhill pretty quick here, and some people do lose their control here, especially near the bottom of the hill, and they slide all over the place. But this one, again, just driving normal mode, absolutely no problem at all. Really good ride also. So let me step on the brake now really hard. Yeah, definitely better than the lighter crossovers for sure. There's no issue in terms of braking, turning. Step on the gas really hard right here. And slides a bit. I'm gonna just try one more hill here because I enjoy driving this so much in snow. Most of us don't like having too much snow here in the West Coast, but let's see. This one has a lot of snow in this road. A lot of people have not driven this road, so 2 feet of heavy snow, but absolutely no problem. It's almost as if there isn't any snow on the ground with this Lexus GX. I don't have the 4Runner with me right now, so I can't do a direct comparison, but it will be very similar. But this V8 engine is also so smooth. Absolutely no problem climbing up the hill at all. So let me see if I step on the accelerator a little bit as I turn. It's sliding a bit, but once again, it's under control, and you never feel like it's just sliding for no reason. Let me go down this hill one more time, and it is just really well done. I think Lexus GX, much like the Land Cruiser Prado with which it shares its platform, it's just really designed for off-roading and winter condition and slippery condition. And with this V8 engine, it's absolutely fantastic. I was going to upgrade the tires to something a little bit more capable of doing off-roading. I don't like the KO2s. They're just a little bit too rough on the highway. But there are many other all-weather tires or off-road tires that are a good compromise. And so I was thinking of that, but so far this Latitude Tour is so good, even in the snow, that I'm thinking that I should just use it for a couple of years and then maybe upgrade later on. So let me do a final braking test here, and I'll step on the brake hard. Yeah, even if I move my steering left to the right, it's well controlled, and turning, climbing, accelerating, braking, all are done very well. So very impressive on the Lexus GX. No question that this is the best of all the three SUVs I drove so far in this weather, and it just provides me with a really good confidence that I can go anywhere and not too worried about getting stuck. And that's always been the case with the 4Runner as well, but with this V8 engine and a slightly heavier weight, even more so in this Lexus GX in terms of confidence building and ability to drive anywhere. Okay, so this is a bonus clip because I was able to get my Toyota 4Runner back from the shop after the rats and mouse chewed up some wires. It took a couple of weeks to get sorted out, which is always shocking that this thing happens so often. But anyway, I have my 4Runner back, so I'm gonna take this to the exact same route. It is the next day, so it's not exactly the same condition, but very similar. And this one has about 20,000 kilometers, so it's about maybe 30% worn out in terms of the Bridgestone dealer tires that's on this 4Runner. So let's go up the exact same path. I'm gonna go up this hill, which is always a very tricky one to do, especially now that it's melted a little bit. It's extremely slippery. But as you can tell, 4Runner, just like the Lexus GX, absolute beast. I'm just driving in normal mode, not changing anything in terms of my four-wheel drive mode. This is a full-time all-wheel drive on the Limited. And let's see if I step on the brake. Not bad at all. It's more or less similar to the Lexus GX. The GX has newer tires, so there is a bit of a difference there. But in terms of braking, let's try one more time. Yeah, about the same. Maybe just a few percentage point difference, mainly because the GX has newer tires. But otherwise, very similar. Let's go down this curvy road, which is always a bit tricky. You don't want to slide and hit anything down the hill. So let's keep on going down here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna brake hard here. Yeah, give or take, almost identical to GX. I can't really say one is better than the other. If both had exact same tires, you'll be a really good apple-to-apple comparison. But the all-wheel drive system worked very similarly between the Lexus GX and the 4Runner. So the performance overall, it would be similar because the two are basically the same vehicle, except for the body profile and the body shape, and obviously the engine and transmission. So let's go up this hill. This is a trickier one. It's even more slippier than the other one. I'm going to step on the gas a little bit more. And maybe it slides just a tiny bit more than the GX. But otherwise, this confidence-inspiring drive is just amazing. Honestly, if you have a Lexus GX or 4Runner and you have all this snow, well, you know what? It doesn't matter too much because it drives so well. Let me take a slightly different path. I'm going to go down this way because it's icier here. And this road is quite slippery. So let me try braking one more time and see how this 2021 4Runner handles ice and snow. I'll step on the brake hard. As you can tell, the ABS functions very similarly
with Lexus GX. In fact, they use an identical braking system, and the ride is also pretty well similar. The GX rides a bit smoother, a bit softer, and surprisingly, there's more difference in terms of steering feel because the Lexus GX actually has a slightly more accurate feel than the 4Runner, which feels a little bit numb. But it's a very minor difference between the two. The biggest difference, of course, is that GX has the V8 engine and this one has V6. Both are amazing vehicles to drive in a condition like this, and I love them both for different reasons. If I were to choose one over the other, I would still have to pick the GX just because I really like the V8 engine, and really the Lexus GX is basically a more luxurious, higher output version of the Toyota 4Runner. So if you love the 4Runner, you would absolutely love the GX even more because it's everything you like about the 4Runner plus additional things such as the V8 engine, a 6-speed automatic instead of 5-speed automatic, and it just feels a little bit more planted and feels a little bit smoother and more controlled. So amazing performance by both Lexus GX and Toyota 4Runner. And so if I were to rank all 4 SUVs, the best ones are GX and 4Runner, with a slight edge for the GX only because it has newer tires, and then followed by the Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid, and then finally the RAV4 Prime, which by the way performs pretty good too. All these vehicles have a very sophisticated all-wheel drive, and they're all newer vehicles with pretty good tires on them, so obviously they perform pretty good. And I would say the only other lessons learned is that there is a difference between winter tires and all-season tires. So I would still encourage people to put winter tires, even for places like Vancouver, which doesn't get much snow, but when it does, you really want to have the safety of all weather or winter tires with mountain peak symbol. So that's it for the comparison of the 3+1 or 4 SUVs. I hope you enjoyed it. A very casual and simple comparison, but I hope you learned something from it. If you can give me a thumbs up, make some comments, and subscribe, that would be truly appreciated. Until next video, I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much.